Well, hello, everybody. I know you're like, Salva, are you on the bed? Yes, I am. Are you in your pajamas? I clearly am. What are you doing that for? Well, okay, so guys, I looked really cute, and then I filmed like high speed voice. It didn't even work. I don't know. Anyway, nonetheless, that's not why you're here. Welcome to welcome to Julie and Friends March. I am stamping this month with Joey Hartman from Nebraska and Alejandra Gomez from Texas, and I think you guys are gonna love them. So you know the drill. You go, you watch all our videos, you'll find their links in the description. You vote on the video that you like best, the one that you want to win, and we'll see what these girls bring. Let's see what happens. So with that, let me tell you about my card. I forgot to bring the sample. I know you're like, Julie, where are you? I'm in Raleigh at the On Stage conference for Stampin' Up. So I'm super excited about it. I'm in a hotel room, but I forgot to bring the card. But you'll see it in the video because I filmed that before I left. And it is a faux Stairstep card. And I think you're really gonna like it. So go watch and see what you think. Okay, so let me show you one more time. Here we go. So it folds up great, but then it opens up and pops right up. So it is a little modified, it's called a modified Stairstep card. You guys, so easy. So I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to copy this, you get a piece of paper and a pen. Go on. I'm not kidding. There's things that you need to know. And y'all are going to message me and be like, what was it again? And then I'm going to have to do customer service and it's just going to be a thing. So Post-it note, piece of paper, a napkin, and a pen, whatever. So here's your card base. All right. I do customer service on the rarest of occasions. So just know I'm kind of nice. Anyway, back to this. So 8 by 5.5. You're going to cut a piece of 8 by 5.5. All right. Now this is your base. Then you're going to score it at 3 inches. Remember what I told you last time that I learned about not using the cutting blade by mistake? You park the dark. Thank you, Missy Shipman. So 3 inches, 6 inches, and 7 inches. Open that little arm up there. Scoring blade. Getting on my last nerve. Pop back in. Okay. And 7 inches. All right. So we've done that. All right. So again, I'm going to tell you one more time because I'm nice. See, this is customer service. This is what it looks like. 8 by 5.5. Score it 3, 6, and 7. Then you want a piece, same color cardstock, that you've cut to 6 inches by 3 inches. And this is just one easy score. You're going to score at 4 1/4. Okay. Now that's it for the scoring. Okay. So there's nothing to freak you out anymore. So we've got those two things. Then here's your other pieces that you need. Okay. You're going to want your white or your neutral color, whatever that is, 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. I'll say it again. 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. Then another piece, same neutral, white, vanilla, basic beige, whatever you want it to be, 4 inches by 2 3/4. Okay. And then one more. This is 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. Last measurements, but you guys can do this. It's so worth it. Okay. Really, the hard part of this is not the fold because it's a faux stair step, but it's the cutting, and the cutting isn't hard. It's just there's several pieces here. Certainly, 5 1/4. This is your designer series paper by 2 3/4, and I use the paper from the Floral Garden for this. Okay, and then a contrasting piece. Interestingly enough, that's the other side. 5 1/4 by 3/4. So 5 1/4 by 3/4, and then your other piece of DSP, I'll say it one more time, 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay. All right. So let's get this thing going. I mean, this was the hard part. Okay. You guys got it now. So we're going to fold. Remember Mountain Valley? I taught you guys Mountain Valley last week. Okay. Mountain Valley, Mountain Valley. I'll show you what I'm talking about, but I just did that fold here again. So let me show you here. Okay. When you're looking at it this way, look, Mountain Valley, Mountain Valley. Okay, so that's the Mountain Valley fold. Then this one is just the one score line, so I'm going to fold that there. Now you can see that this is going to adhere like so, And I mean, everything's going to be so easy now. I'm going to set this aside. This will be the last thing that we do, okay? This piece, you know what? I did say I was going to set it aside. That, I lied. I'm going to go on and adhere this one in here. This is the insert of your card, but I'm going to do it just so we can go on and get rid of this piece. I don't want to grab it by mistake or take a chance that ink might jump on it. If you want to stamp something on here, you can. Just for time's sake, I'm not, but go on and got that in there. Okay, so I'll set that over there. So in a minute when I'm like, where did I put it? You guys are going to remind me. All right, this little piece. Okay, this little piece, this really is where we're doing the work. Okay, so stamp set that I am using is called It's Okay. It's okay. And I love this set. If you know somebody that is struggling with depression, anxiety, just really life is hard right now, it's a great set. Okay. It's enough if all you did today was survive. Mark thinks that's a kind of morbid saying, but I get it. I don't think it is. Inhale, exhale. It's okay to sit and simply feel how you feel. It's okay to try again tomorrow. Take your time. I'm here when you're ready. What can I do to help? I love the sentiments on this. And then there's these two images. So we got the leaves and the butterfly, and then just something that's great for just some abstract. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this leaf and I'm actually going to kind of double it up a little bit. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just a second. And I'm also going to teach you something new. I know, who can believe it, but yet it's getting ready to happen. I'm going to use Garden Green, same color ink as our cardstock. And guys, let me tell you something. If you are a fan of Stampin' Up! Cardstock, with the new catalog coming in May, the cardstock price is going up. And I understand why. It is, it's more expensive to make. Now think about this. There aren't as many paper factories making the quality of cardstock that we use. So, you know, this isn't Stampin' Up! Like I'm going to make an extra buck. This is Stampin' Up! Saying that this is what it's costing. So if you love our cardstock, you're going to want to go on and get some now before that price comes up. And I'm going to tell you something too. If you like our white cardstock, it is being reconfigured. And again, it's just cost, okay? It's just cost. Into from a 40 pack into a 24 pack. So I know that's not necessarily news that, you know, we get all excited about, but it is what it is. So I've stamped these two leaves right here. And I know you're like, Julie, that looks horrible. If you've been watching me since the get-go, I know I don't even need to say it right now. You guys are going to say it for me. Okay, go on and say it. What you're saying is just give her a minute. She's going to make it work. And now is the beginning of that minute. So I'm taking a blender pen. And if you don't remember these are Old Faithfuls from Stampin' Up. They've got glycerin and water in them. But what they do with a water-based ink is they will ever so, I know right now you're going, oh my gosh. They will ever so lightly pull from that ink if you want to. And this is just going to be kind of an easy way to add some color without pulling out a marker or anything else, because I don't want a bold saturated color. I just want a little bit. So these blender pens do a great job. Now the blender pens come 3 in a package, and they have dual tips. Now the tips are the same. The only thing that will, the reason you need the dual tips though is because if you go like this and you push down on that tip, it's going to start to spread and eventually fray. So you'll notice, or maybe you didn't, but notice now, I'm kind of using the side of the blender pen to pull my color through, because I find that for me, when I use the side, the blender pens last longer. So again, you can see I'm just pulling it through. Now, in terms of coloring, blender pens work best with smaller images, okay? So like this little leaf here, even this right here, they work great. When you get up to something this size, it starts to get a little bit tricky. And because I'm just kind of pulling color through, it's not a big issue for me, but I think that blender pens are great for detail coloring. You can use them with our water-based markers. You can use them with watercolor pencils, and I think they're super fun. The way you clean them, because you'll see the tip is stained, and it's almost stained like a red or a pink, and I know you're like, well, Salva, you didn't use that. You just wipe off. As long as no more color appears, even though the tip may be stained, the blender pen's still good to go. So blender pens are great. I love them, and I think that you will too if you give them a chance. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to take a butterfly. This butterfly comes in this set. And y'all, listen, I played with this butterfly 18 ways from Sunday. I stamped on white, I colored, I stamped on cardstock, all sorts of things. And I think this is the best. Basically what I was trying to do, and this is just Memento black ink, I was trying to avoid having to fussy cut. Well, I can avoid no longer, so I am going to fussy cut, but I do want to show you something. So in this section right here, the stem of the butterfly, you know, I've taught you to sand your solid images, and this one just is being stubborn. I think it's always great to have a black blend on hand, because I can just very easily go right over this, and just like that, now I've got a grading coverage, and I think that's a tip that anybody would appreciate. All right, so I'm going to color. I have got, now we don't have, we've got Daffodil. That's what I'm using. So I'm going to start with the dark. I know you're like, Julie, normally you start with the light. I just got used to starting with the light, and now you're going with the dark. That's true. I am. And there's two reasons for that. One is the dark is going to be my outline anyway, and so I would go back through with it. But the other is this. You want to use Memento Black. And as a side note, the Memento Black is sold out until next week. Okay, so it's set to come back the week of March 17th. So make yourself a little note on that. But sometimes, not all the time, sometimes the Memento Black and light color blends, even though it's not supposed to pull, it does. And so you'll get like an ugly yellow. I'm going to talk to you about this in just a second too. So it's better, I think, to start with the dark. Now, I'm going here now with the light, and I'm just filling in. And you can see, I know you're like, Julie, you just told us not to push down. And there you are pushing down. Well, the reason I am is because this blend is pretty much on its last leg. It's been through a lot of classes. I mean, you can see the tip, right? I mean, that tip looks horrible, doesn't it? It looks really, really bad. So it's almost done. So I really didn't care. And I want you to focus on this right here too, because this really looks on film like the black is blended. But when you get it up into the light, it hasn't. It looks good. Okay. So I'm going to go back in here with this dark daffodil. And I'm just going to kind of alternating here, just kind of add a little bit, color in some of these little blocks on the end here. I don't know if it's something that you're like, oh, that's a great idea, or if you're like, Julie, that doesn't look good. But it's what I did. Okay, so I think it looks kind of like a monarch butterfly. Do you remember those? 3rd grade? Was that your 3rd grade project? That was always key. Now I'm going to fussy cut, which means I'm going to just talk about nothing. Okay. All right, hold on a minute. I got to breathe. Y'all breathe with me. Okay, we're going in. We're going in. But yeah, 3rd grade, we would do the butterfly thing, and we'd have the caterpillar, and it would emerge into the butterfly. And I don't know, it was always a monarch butterfly. Now, I'm going to save someone some time right now, because somebody's going to be like, Julie, I can help you with fussy cutting. All you do is you move the paper. You don't move the scissors. And I would like to think, for the most part, I do that. I have learned that tip, and sometimes I do it, and then sometimes I kind of get nervous, and so I just start going nuts. But so far, this is stellar fussy cutting. So if you would like to make a comment saying, Julie, that is outstanding fussy cutting, that would be nice. So anyway, okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, truly, that is pretty good, isn't it? Okay. So that butterfly is going to go right there, and see, that's going to hide that part. So it is time to put things together. So I'm going to bring this piece back in. I'm going to adhere this right on top. Now you're like, Julie, why didn't you adhere it first? You guys know my concept of magic paper, right? If I mess up before I adhere paper down, I can always flip it over. Hence, magic paper. And I'm going to grab some dimensionals, and I'm going to use those on this butterfly to pop this joker up. And I'm going to use more dimensionals than one would think on this part, simply because I want the butterfly to stay. Okay. I see some ink that got somewhere, but I'm not worried, and you shouldn't be either. If you see it, you see that right there? Don't worry, I got a plan. Okay, so there's that. Now, I'm going to show you one more thing. We've done Wink of Stella before, right? If you're a stamper, you know about Wink of Stella. This is kind of a clear, okay, I just had a gold Wink of Stella and it just blobbed all over. Let's see if we can fix it. If not, I'm going to delete this out. Okay, I'm back. That whole little debacle, let's just pretend like it never ever happened. But I am going to take, I'm trying again. I am either smart or a fool or brave. We'll see. But I am going to add a little bit of Wink of Stella here to this butterfly. And it's going to be tricky for you guys to see at home. But in real life, you would love it. Because what it does is it just adds a little bit of glitter in here. And it really, really kind of gives it a bit of a pop. So Wink of Stella is one of those fun things. Let me see if I can get it to where you guys can see it. Not really. You just got to trust me. There's a little bit there that it's there. So Wink of Stella is a fun thing. All right, so I've got this. Now, let me adhere my DSP. Okay, you can see this piece is cut down, and that's going to go on the main part of this card. And the thing I love about this card is that you can stand it up on your desk or by your nightstand, wherever it is, you know, in your kitchen, wherever it is that you want to see it, that you want to be reminded that, you know what, you did a great job today. And now I'm going to put the black and white stripe across the bottom. Okay. And you know what? I need to cut that down a little bit. It should be 3/4, and I think I did it in an inch. I did. So, give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right. Come on. There we go. There. That's going to be better. Okay. And it cut crooked, and I know you're like, oh no, Julie, this is just horrible. What if somebody new is watching you? But I don't want you to worry about that because that's not really going to show. All right, that's why I'm not freaking out. All right, so you can see that sits up. Okay, so now I have to adhere this. You know what I'm going to actually, no, I'm not. So this is going to go like so. Now here's the tip. Because this piece is the piece that moves around quite a bit, I like to use really sturdy adhesive. You can use Stampin' Seal Plus if you want. And I like Stampin' Seal Plus just fine. However, I will tell you that my preference is always tear and tape. It's just easy to tear. It's a double-sided tape, and I like it. So I'm going to use my Take a Pick tool to pull that off. This is a very handy tool, just so y'all know. And now, hey, ho, no, ma'am, no, sir, that's not what we're doing. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to adhere it right up at the top, just where that tear and tape is. I mean, literally, it's just such a small little thing. If you do it too far down, it's gonna be too short right here. Okay. So I probably should do that one first. So I adhere that at the bottom. And since this piece of tear and tape is a little wonky anyway, because I had to pull it apart before, I'm going to just go on and do that for right now. And I can go back in and fix it. Okay. So there we go. So there's the card. Look at that. One more little thing to do that is going to cover this and this. So I need my sentiment. And the sentiment that I'm going to use is, you know what? Because the whole survive one and Mark thought it was weird, I'll do this one. It's okay to sit and simply feel how you feel. Isn't it true? Sometimes we just try to hide from our feelings. So this is going to be good. I'm trying to, when I get in a moment and I feel something, I mean, to really feel it and not hide from it, you know? All right, let's see if I can get this on straight. It's okay to sit and simply feel how you feel. Well, yes, I can get it on straight. Why? Because I'm a trained professional. That's why. Alrighty. So I'm going to use up all these dimensionals. So I'll cut that strip there, and I'm going to put this right down here at the bottom. Okay, now, guys, now don't forget, as we're ending up, I've got new friends this month for March. I've got Alejandra Gomez and then Joey Hartman, and they are great. Joey's out in Nebraska, Alejandra's in Texas, and I'm telling you, they are really, really good stampers. I think you're going to, look at that, how it fixes the problem. I think you're going to really enjoy them. So make sure that you go and watch their videos. So I just put my sentiment here. Can you tell that that piece is cut crooked? You cannot. Can you tell there was ink there? You cannot. So let's finish up here. I know this is the part that you're like, I bet she uses that weirdo linen thread again. I'm not. I'm using the skinny daffodil ribbon. But because it's skinny, am I making a double bow? Believe it. So my double bow with the daffodil, a little cattywonk, got to do some finagling. Just get it right. Come on. I'm like performing surgery here, I feel like. Why is that so small there? That's very weird. There we go. It didn't want to be together. Didn't want to be two. It wanted to be one. Tough. Okay, so I got my double bow, which I like. And I'm going to adhere that right there with a glue dot. And we are almost done. So again, let me just say as a reminder to you guys that this is, this Daffodil Thin Ribbon is in the Occasions catalog. The paper Floral Garden Occasions catalog. The stamp set called It's Okay is an online exclusive, and that's our competition theme tonight. Online exclusive. So that's an online exclusive stamp set. And my final ta-da are these beautiful Starburst embellishments. These are also online exclusives. So I'm going to pull out some of these yellow, because I really, see, I pulled the yellow from there, from those magnolias. So I really want that to pop. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, there we go. What do you think? Pops up like so. That's how it looks there. Pretty easy though, right? Think you can do it? I do. I think you can. Well, what'd you think? I liked that card, and I hope that you liked it too. Interestingly enough, that stamp set that I used, It's Okay, is an optional class that is part of the Creating for Christ retreat at home. Now you might be like, Salva, I don't know about that. Well, then you have not opened your email, or you are not on my email list. So make sure that you do that, because there's some amazing things happening. Also, make sure you join my Facebook group, Stamp and Shine with Julie Salva. Subscribe to this video or to my channel. That's a big deal. Vote. Also, big deal. Lots of things going on in the Stamp and Shine world. So follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Subscribe to this channel. I will be sharing all the behind the scenes of the Stampin' Up! On Stage conference. And you know what I really like? I like that I can be here in the hotel room bed in my pajamas, and you guys don't even care. You're the best. So vote, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.